I'm gonna jump right into it. I just wanted to show you guys basically how I lay the acrylic when doing an extra long or extendo nail.
Dots, nuts, rocks, shooters.
Extendo nail. When I'm doing my longer nail tips, I usually start from the free edge. The only time that I will start my one bead method or bead method in general is if starting from the cuticle area in general is if I am doing like short nails. Other than that, I lay my acrylic starting from the free edge. The reason I feel like I do this, I get a better turnout as to how my acrylic is laid and the smoothness of my application comes out better for me. So as I'm laying the acrylic here, be sure to pay attention to the consistency of the beads. As I pick up a bead, I drop it. Notice how it's not running. It's not running for me, but I still also have time to keep the shape of my nail and blend it together with the rest of my acrylic. So please keep in mind when you are laying acrylic that the consistency of the bead matters. When you put that bead down, you want it to be still. I lay my acrylic, making sure that you keep those sidewalls clean. For me, I try to keep my shape as best as I can while laying the acrylic. So again, pay attention right here as I'm laying this bead down, how the consistency is. Boom. You want to tap and pat the sides, keeping that shape, and then you want to lightly brush and blend your powder together. Blend your acrylic together. Blending it down, but you want to make sure you're not dragging too much of your acrylic down. You want to just lightly tap it down, bring it down, and then also be sure to keep that shape. Alright, so before we get to the next bead, you're going to notice how it's getting closer to that cuticle area. As I get closer to the cuticle area, I'm going to push upward. I'm going to lay my bead a little bit under the cuticle area, and I'm going to push that bead upward to make sure that we do not flood that cuticle area. So it's going to be right here. Again, the consistency of that bead, it doesn't move. I'm not running and chasing my bead. I'm controlling my acrylic. So we're pushing that acrylic into that cuticle area. Cleaning the sidewalls as well, making sure that none of our acrylic is flooding over the sidewalls, and lightly blending our acrylic down as well. Keeping the shape. You see how the shape never changed? Good. So we're going to clean those sidewalls. And it's okay if you have to go back inside and add another bead. I'm going to go in and add another bead because I still have a little bit of room up there in that cuticle area. And I want to make sure that I'm also building my apex as well, and building some support for that nail. So also you can see as I'm gently pushing that bead into the cuticle area. And this is when the consistency of the bead is very important, because this is what you do not want to flood the cuticle area. This is what's going to cause lifting. So to prevent that lifting, you want to make sure we lightly push the bead into that cuticle area. Tapping those sides, making sure everything is clean around the cuticle area. And boom, look at that nail. Look at that. I'm going to go ahead and just add 1 or 2 more beads. I think I added 1 more bead in here. Like I said, just to make sure that we're building that apex and making sure that the nail is thick enough to where it won't break up there. That's where the pressure point is, the apex. So you see how smooth the acrylic application is? This is going to save us a lot of time when it's time to file and clean up. Look around, check all the sides, and make sure you didn't miss anything.